Getting a drink is fun every once in a while, but I'll tell you what, when I've been out in places, I was all excited when the speakeasies they said they had pie. I didn't care about the stupid alcohol. I was like, whoa, I wanted pie. And they're like, oh, we don't serve pie past a certain time. What drink do you want? And I'm like, I didn't really want a drink. I wanted some pie. The secret password. Hey everyone, it's Erin and welcome to Living in Richmond, Virginia for another local scoop. Super excited today for our guest. It is our very own Emily Wagner, one of our special people that is on our team. Emily, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
For sure, for sure. So Emily, what part of Richmond do you live in?
I live in Lakeside. Also, technically, it's called North Side to a lot of people, but it just means basically the northern part of Richmond. And Lakeside to other people in Lakeside, it's called Lakeside the Best Side. That's on like lots of T-shirts and there's a Facebook group like that. So yeah, and I moved here because of a bunch of my friends decided to live here first. And so it's kind of attractive to me to be in kind of the same neighborhood as some of my girlfriends. So
for sure. It's nice to move somewhere and you have friends all close by. Really important. Emily, if you were to pick any place in the Richmond area and money was no object, where would you move and why?
Well, I think I'd probably stay in North Side. I would just move a little bit south, a little bit closer to the city. I'm still really close here, but I would move to the neighborhood of Bellevue. It's my favorite. I love all the different unique houses, and I love that everything is from different architectural styles, and they have their own little commercial district that has like coffee shops, and you can walk through, and they have a nice event or two events now, Porchella, every spring and fall. And, they have live music on people's lawns and they close down the streets. And it's kind of like a neighborhood fair.
Yes.
And I always wanted to live in like a neighborhood like that to raise my kids and have them, play on other people's lawns and have that be just okay. And so I really like the feel of Bellevue, but Lakeside is pretty close.
Okay. That's really good. And Bellevue is very close to where you live right now. Like
so 4 or 5 minutes up Lakeside Avenue.
So you really like where you're at, huh?
Yeah. I mean, now as I've been in real estate, I have gotten a good dose of other neighborhoods, and I don't think that I would be unhappy in most of the neighborhoods of Richmond or south of the river, now that I've gotten a better feel for what they all have to offer. A lot of the neighborhoods, especially down in Midlothian and stuff that I've driven past, have basically a similar feel of like, friendly neighbors and nice yards and everything. But I'm glad that I landed where I did. I think that my favorite part is access to the things that I love to do with my family and with my friends, and access to the highway, to the bypass, to go north or east to the beach.
Have you always lived in Richmond?
No, I've traveled a lot in my life. I was a military brat, and so I was born in Portsmouth, but we lived in the western part of the state in Highland County. And then we also lived in California. And then me personally, I lived in New York City for about 2 years. And I've lived in all different parts of Virginia and Washington, D.C. And so I've lived in a fair bit of places, not a whole lot of places, but definitely been to all the different sides of the U.S.
For sure. What made you pick Richmond over all these exciting places that you lived?
Yeah, I mean, they were all wonderful in their own right. I really liked Richmond because the cost of living was something that I could really see myself growing with.
Mm-hmm.
I found myself priced out a lot of the time, especially living in New York and San Diego. And so moving here, I was able to buy my house by myself, was able to work and live and eat out and spend time doing fun things, memberships to like Lewis Ginter Botanical Garden just down the street. That's not out of reach for me.
Good.
So that was mostly why it was attractive. Friends and family also were close. I went to William and Mary down in Williamsburg, and many of my college friends ended up in Richmond and are starting families here and have careers here and have bought houses really like locally. So who knows what the future will hold, but I see myself here for a while.
I think it's a good spot for you. I know you've told me a lot about different things that you love over in the Lakeside area. What would you say are some of your favorite hotspot areas of Lakeside?
Well, I have dogs, and so we go to Bryant Park quite a bit.
Yes.
We go there for the playground, we go there for the trails, for the water, for the duck pond. We go there because the dogs just love to just go out and about and socialize. And most of Lakeside ends up at Bryant Park probably once a week, I would say. It's very popular. There's lots of parking. Most of the time it's full.
Yeah.
Except maybe on rainy days. Also to eat, I love SB's Love Shack, themed after the B-52's Love Shack song. And it's just cozy and quirky and always has really tasty food.
Mm-hmm.
And probably my third is either Final Gravity Brewing Company. They have like a weekly running club that they all end up with a beer. I haven't done the running yet. Not much of a runner, but I've thought about it. Every Wednesday, they all take a big loop around Lakeside, and then they end there for a beer. And then I love Hobnob, which is like a great sandwich place. Throughout the pandemic, they were actually just had a to-go window out the back, and so you would call them and order food, and they had like a great chicken sandwich. They're a really great go-to. Now they're open back up though, so, and they have like a big outdoor area.
I think that is actually, I was trying to think of that recently when we were out there with some clients, and I could remember somewhere in Lakeside, and I think that's exactly the one it was that I couldn't remember what it is. I was like, it has a quirky name. Why can't it come to Hobnob?
It's right in the middle of just all these, it's like across from a little grocery store, like a little corner grocery, but it's right in the middle of all these houses. And it's just, you just kind of come by it like real fast. And if you're not looking for it, you'll miss it.
Was it the one with the like cool, like has like a bee mural or something? That's okay. That's the one. That's the one. Okay.
Yeah, it has a bee mural on the side, and it's really pretty.
Now I've got.
And how you feel about murals with the?
I do. I'm drawn to those things. You know, I didn't have my mimosas that day, but the mural got me. I think is what it was. Very visual. Very visual there for sure.
Great.
Emily, I know you've talked about all the great things about Lakeside. What is one thing that it's like, if it had this one thing, it would literally be perfect and you would never think about leaving, ever?
If I was closer to the ocean. So if somebody could just pull the ocean this way,
just kind of
like just butt it up against, like, exactly. Just reel it in. I would probably be pretty happy. That, and if we had dedicated ice cream, perhaps, like, I know that there's a food truck that comes and posts up in one of the parking lots, but I would really like a dedicated ice cream store or something, because I really love late night ice cream. That's a habit of mine. If there's late night ice cream, I will be there.
Yeah.
So late night meaning 9:00. Everything around Lakeside does get a little bit sleepy. There's a karaoke joint and Bryant Park Grill, and they do karaoke. So there's 2 karaoke spots that are like right down the street from each other, where there's nightly karaoke. But that's about as crazy as Lakeside gets, pretty much.
I like that. Karaoke and ice cream. That sounds like that needs to be the ice cream shop's name is karaoke and ice cream, just to combine the two together. That would be
That would be
perfect.
really cool. I've never thought about combining that. Everybody always combines alcohol with karaoke, but I mean,
What
the
about ice
sugar rush
cream?
is almost as ridiculous.
I definitely. I mean, getting a drink is fun every once in a while, but I'll tell you what, when I've been out in places, I was all excited when the speakeasies had, they said they had pie. I didn't care about the stupid alcohol. I was like,
Ooh,
whoa, I wanted pie.
pie.
And they're like, oh, we don't serve pie past a certain time. What drink do you want? And I'm like, I didn't really want a drink. I wanted some pie. And the secret password. Where's my pie?
There should be pie at all times of day and night.
I think for sure. We're just coming up with all sorts of ideas that are going to make every spot in Richmond perfect. Ice cream,
Ice
karaoke,
cream,
pie,
pie, karaoke.
and murals.
Yeah. Yeah. I just have somebody just, like a resident artist every week doing a different mural on like a
We
mural
need to
wall.
get it's your sister, right? We need to get your sister out here doing some murals.
Yeah. She's done.
Oh
You
yeah, right behind, right
yeah.
behind.
Yeah. Mad Kitchen Co. She does the neighborhoods of Richmond. So she's done Lakeside.
Emily, do you have like a favorite kind of property that you like to sell? Like I know in real estate, we can sell anything, but
Right.
usually there's something that's near and dear, and you get so excited when you're like, "Ooh, I get to show these. I get to help someone with this house."
Oh, I think that probably like 1920s, 1930s bungalows might be my favorite. At least at this point. They're just big open spaces. They have like a lot of very interesting ways of dealing with storage.
Yes.
Usually they're underneath like staircases. It's very the craftsman style just utilized uh, like materials in a very interesting way with like brick and stone and made these very large big porches and sometimes wraparound porches. And
Mhm.
I think at least with homes that I really have always loved, the indoor space isn't as important as having outdoor space accompanying it.
Mhm.
And so many, like I'm not knocking like colonials or anything, but
Mhm.
many times it's just four walls and they're big, beautiful four walls, but there's no really like outdoor space unless you like really work hard to add that. And so that's why bungalows, I feel like, it's just kind of maybe more of a Southern charm thing
Yes.
about, just porch living. But
Mhm.
that's my ideal. I really love being able to live at least half my time outside when the weather's nice.
Me too.
So probably bungalows. I really like them, craftsman style.
It's a beautiful time period. And the nice thing was it was like the ceilings, even if it's not a big place, it hugs you just right. It puts the space inside and out in just the right spots. The ceilings were higher, the big
Mhm.
chunky trim work that's around the windows and the sills and around the doorways and on the outside. It just, I don't know. It's you fall in love just just walking up or driving by. It just has such a
Right,
draws you.
right. I mean, and many times they have like built-ins like around windows and
Mhm.
around like stonework and everything, and being able to just kind of pull up and cozy in. I've always been a book nerd, and so any place that I could like cozy up and read something um, by a window or
Yeah.
with a comfy cushion or something, it's just it feels very much like home to me. So,
Mhm.
same with like cozy kitchens. Even though you want large, spacious kitchens if you're cooking, I'm a cook, but I really like having the intimacy of a kind of more closed-in kitchen,
Mhm.
and then having maybe like a breakfast nook or something that's just kind of like off on the side where somebody could just be sitting there, just rolling out biscuit dough for you.
Mhm.
So,
For sure. Emily, what did you do in your other life? What did you do before you were in real estate?
so I was a cubicle worker. I did medical coding and billing. for a radiology firm in Richmond. So I was very much, 8:30 or 8 to 5 every day. And it was good. It was, fine. I really liked my coworkers. But it was very, very different than what I do now. What I do now is very much about people, and that was very much about the specific report. So, and then before that, I was in retail. I helped manage my parents' yarn and fabric store for a little while. They they had one in Stanton, Virginia, and then before that, uh, bartender, waitress. I worked in grocery stores. I was customer service. I've done a lot of hospitality, public facing work. So, um, but yeah, I really like real estate, probably more than any of those other things.
It's a good combination of all those things. It's that really needing with the coding, the attention to detail is so important. But all the other things you talk about, and definitely in real estate, more than anything, this is a service. This is a people business.
Mm-hmm.
This is a taking all of your past life skills and your general inclination towards wanting to help people and bringing it all together and helping them solve a puzzle, helping them find the perfect home or close a chapter of a book, go on to the next chapter. And it's really exciting to be a part of that. And I can feel that joy and that passion radiating from you every day, even through this screen right now, for sure.
Oh, well, I became a first-time home buyer because I was tired of the rental game, tired of having people on top and on both sides and dictating if I could have pets or not, or if I could paint, or if I could hang a picture on my wall. And yeah, and I was really over it. And then I started reading about home ownership, around 27. And I thought, I can do this. It will take some sacrifices, but I could do this. And actually, my dad, I think, kind of said, well, home ownership means that you're going to have to spend more money on upkeep and everything right now as a renter. You don't have to do that. It's somebody else's responsibility. And I said, I want the responsibility. I want to mow my own grass. Now, of course, now I'm going, I have to mow my own grass. And I'm pricing out, like, is there any, teenage kids around the neighborhood who want
hey,
I have a mower. Can you just push it? Right. But yeah, I'm really glad that I pursued the home ownership and that I bought when I did. And being a first-time home buyer and going through that experience without knowing anything, I'm so glad that I did it. And I'm so glad that I had people around me who knew what they were doing. And now, being on the other side, I realize just how important it really is to have people who are communicative, who know all the different steps that you need to go through in order to get into a house, and are just generally knowledgeable and professional. So often you might not get that,
right.
depending on the person. So yeah, I feel blessed, and I really want to be that for another person. I want to help guide with all the knowledge that I've gained on your team and with EXP.
Well, Emily, you are certainly, you're there. Anyone that gets to the honor of working with you or spending any time with you, either virtually or in person, everyone talks about just how professional, how kind, how detail-oriented, how on top of things you are, and how you just personify our core values, even if they don't know them. You really are. You really are. You are the proverbial Gumby. And see, look, we keep on going. We pivot. You know, the world went black for a moment, but we're
I
back.
know it did.
It's all good.
Like, wait a minute.
You just roll with it. You just roll with it. What was that? Nothing. It was an asteroid. It didn't hit your house. Let's keep going. There's a tornado coming. Big deal. We're all good.
Yeah.
What it's all about. All right, Miss Emily, it has been awesome to have you on the show. Thank you so much for telling us all about Lakeside and all you have to offer to the Richmond community. Everyone will be able to see below where to get in touch with Emily if you need any help with any of your real estate needs. Thank you so much for joining us again. And remember, leave everything better. Once again, if this is your first time to our channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living in Richmond, Virginia, hit the like button, hit subscribe, and hit that bell too so you're notified every time we release a new video.